What is going on out there in the world of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the other great stuff out there? This is Prince Dykes of the Investor Show coming to you guys live. As you guys can see, we're going to be talking about should you invest or pay off your debt. And the reason why I brought up this topic is I'm going to jump straight into it. You guys can join on in and chime in for people who are live. And the reason why I'm doing this topic, because a lot of people ask this question because a lot of you guys are millennials. And I mean by millennials, you probably have some student loans, you probably have some credit cards, you probably have some car notes, just like everybody else out there, right? But the thing is, in the middle class, a lot of people, or just about everybody, struggles with debt. Some form of debt, whether it's credit cards, student loans, maybe a mortgage, maybe whatever the case may be. Some people say a mortgage is an asset. Some people may say it's a liability, but in my thought process, if it's not making you money, it's a liability. But anyway, people always ask the question, should I start investing or should I pay off debt? And that's what we're going to talk about. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second to mess around with this live here. And what happens is I'm sitting in the car right now. I'm at home for the holidays. And I'm still down here in Waynesboro, Georgia, getting ready to go to a book signing here soon at a local library. But anyway, let's get to it. Who is this? Anisha Davis says, hey, how are you? I am doing fine, Miss Davis. How are you doing yourself? I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. So the thing we're going to talk about is, should you pay off the debt or should you start investing? When you look at your debt, most people's credit cards is around about, 15%? Some people 11%, 12, 13, 14. Some people even 20%, right? And when you look at that, when you have that debt, what is the interest rate on your credit card? What are the interest rate on all of your debt? How much are you paying in interest every year? You'll be surprised how much people are paying just percentage-wise. I'm not going to talk about dollar amount. Percentage-wise in investing. And it's a personal story for myself. When I initially started investing, I had debt. And I was like, well, I'm watching a particular company, I'm watching these opportunities. You're probably sitting back saying, hey man, I'm looking at Bitcoin. It's running crazy. It crossed over 10,000 a day. I'm looking at all these other investments. The market is just going a rampage up. And I feel like I'm missing out. I feel like I'm not being a part of the game, which is true, which is called opportunity cost. You're missing out on the opportunity. But the thing is, when you invest, what always comes with an investment? Risk. There's always a risk with an investment. You can get out there today and buy ETF or Bitcoin, or you can buy anything today, and it can go flat tomorrow. Anything can happen, right? And hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up if you guys liking this. And it can go flat tomorrow. Anything can happen tomorrow. So an investment is not guaranteed to go up. You have a risk. And what I learned by being around and reading some of the best investors around the world, they like to take minimal risk with a high upside. Right? Minimal risk with a high upside. The thing about it is, if you pay off your debt first, or if you pay off your debt, you have an immediate return on investment. Are you following me? What I mean by that, if you owe $20,000 on a credit card and it's charging you 15%, if you pay the credit card off, you are absorbing no risk, and you are absorbing no risk, and you're guaranteed to have a 15% return on investment if you pay this thing off. Does that make sense? Right? So if I have a $20,000 credit card that's charging me 2% or 20%, and I go out here and I decide to, hey, let me go out here and start investing. I want to jump on Bitcoin. I want to jump on whatever the case may be. If you make 15% on your investment in the market, you're still down a negative 5%. Your investment is up 15%. But your debt is going at 20%. I'm not a mathematician, but you do the math, you're going to be down 5%. That's if your investment goes up 15%. Let's say if you lost on your investment, or your investment is down. Now you're in a worse situation, right? Because when you invest, you absorb what? Some form of risk. But if you pay off your debt, you have a guaranteed return on your investment. Guaranteed. If I pay off my credit card that's charging me 15%, I'm not paying that money to a credit card now. That money is now in my pocket. I have a guarantee with no risk. What risk do you absorb by paying off your credit card? The only risk that I can see is an opportunity risk. Prince, what is an opportunity risk? Instead of paying off that credit card, maybe you could have jumped into Bitcoin at the beginning of this year and made a 15% return. Possibly. It could have. But then again, it could have went against you, right? Let's get a little warm in this car. But anyway, that's my thing. That's my outlook on it. Your debt is an investment. Not an investment, but your debt, you are not guaranteed. Let me turn my car a little bit and get a little air flowing. I'm kind of got my head sweating. For you guys that may hear me on a podcast later on or something like that. So, but anyway, there we go. But anyway, for you guys to hear that, if you pay off the debt first, or if you start working off on your debt, you take everything, you become a minimalist, right? You become a minimalist and you pay off your debt, and whatever your debt is, whatever you have a high return, a high interest rate, that interest rate, instead of going to a financial institution, is now coming to your pocket. Guaranteed. You have a 12% return on investment with no risk. So in my way of thinking now, I did it the same way. When I had some debt and I wanted to get into investing, and what did I do? I paid a little on my debt, but I started in investing. My best year of investing, I get a 10, 12%, I get a double return, a double digit return, 10, 11%. But then I had my credit card, which is 12%. So I'm really at a -1, right? So what I decided to do was, hey, you know what? It'd be smarter if I stopped everything. I stopped contributing to your Roth IRA. I stopped contributing to everything. Pay down this debt, get this guaranteed 15% return, then commence on to investing. Now, if you're in a crazy amount of debt, like 650 some thousand, and you have no income, that's a whole nother story. You can still work your way out. You got to have cash flow. Cash flow coming in. Maybe you have to cut grass. Maybe you have to go deliver pizza. Maybe you may have to drive an Uber. Maybe you have to do whatever the case may be. But you get rid of the debt first. When you get rid of that debt, that is automatically going to be a return on investment with little to no risk involved. Does that make sense to you? So my thing was, versus an investment, the only guarantee or the closest, the safest investment out there is a savings account. That's only 0.25. Then you may have a CD out there, maybe 1 or 2%. Then you may have some bonds. If you go to a high yield bonds, means quote unquote junk bonds, they may charge you, they may give you a 7%, 10% return. Then you have the market, which is going on a tear this year, or something like Bitcoin, which is very being on a tear, the biggest tear of this year that I know of. But the thing is, just as quick as it go up, it can go down, and you can compound your situation instead of making your situation better. But guys, that's what I wanted to share with you guys about if you want to start investing or if you wanted to pay off your debt. But guys, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, comment, and share button. Until the next video, podcast, cartoon, whatever you see me do a place around the globe. Peace, be safe, I'm out. Thank you.